Besides having one of the most controversial colors of 2026, this phone features a small pixel display where you can draw spaceships, add text, or even play games. But that's just a bonus compared to everything else it offers. It's packed with enough power to run games at 120 frames per second, has a high-quality display and audio, and a pretty fair price for what you get. This is the new Infinix Note 60 Pro. Now with a Snapdragon processor, priced at $440, and if you're not into the controversial color, there are more subtle options. That's up to you. What I'm sure about is that you're going to love this phone. Come check out the video where I show you everything. And if you're new here, I'd appreciate your support with a subscription. It's free, and in return I offer high-quality reviews of products you might be interested in. Thank you. In this big box, you'll receive your Infinix Note 60 Pro, which, as you can see, is the Call of Duty Special Edition. Inside, you'll find two boxes, one with the phone and another with the 30W magnetic charger. Here we have the phone box. Inside there's another box where you'll find the SIM ejector tool, some bathroom reading paperwork, and a transparent case. The case is made of hard acrylic type plastic, not the usual soft rubber, and it's compatible with the magnetic charger. Also inside the box, you'll find the 90W fast charger and a USB cable. And finally, here's the phone, showing off its Snapdragon processor, JBL sound, and 5G support. Taking it out of the bag, the first impression is that it feels very high quality. The edges have an aluminum finish, and the rest, like the matte plastic back, feels solid and well built. In hand, it feels sturdy, rigid, and nicely assembled. Definitely a mid-range phone. Starting with the front, besides the display, you'll find the fingerprint reader. It works perfectly fast and accurate. At the top, there's the punch-hole selfie camera, and if you look closely, you'll notice it already comes with a pre-installed screen protector. On the top edge, there's one of the two speakers along with JBL branding, ensuring great audio quality. There's also an infrared blaster you can use as a remote for TVs, air conditioners, and many other devices. On the right side, you have the volume buttons, the power button, and this here is an oxygen saturation and heart rate sensor, which lets you track your heart rate, oxygen levels, and stress. In the app, you can save records and analyze the data with AI. At the bottom, there's the second speaker, giving you stereo sound along with the USB-C port and the SIM tray, which supports 2 nano SIMs and 5G networks. On the left side, there's a customizable quick access button with haptic feedback that you can set for different apps or shortcuts like emergency calls, flashlight, camera, or anything you want. Finally, we have the back of the device, which features a relatively clean design with a matte finish and only the Infinix branding. However, the camera module stands out with a kind of transparent plastic, and it actually hides several interesting features. First, a cool detail. When you turn on the LED light, the entire outline of the camera module lights up, which looks pretty neat. Second, this here is not a camera but an RGB light, and hidden within it is a small pixel display. Each pixel can light up in 2 tones, bright white or a dimmer grey, allowing you to create multiple designs. By default, it comes with some preloaded animations, like little pets, a couple of cats, a lion cub, and I think a puppy. But if you go into the designer, you can create your own drawings or choose from built-in emojis like a flame, a lightning bolt, or a bus, some of which are animated. The most fun part, without a doubt, is creating your own designs. You can even combine a few and have them scroll or add text. The possibilities are endless. This display can also be configured for notifications. For example, it shows the charging percentage, alerts you when you receive a message or when you launch a game. And something really interesting is that you can play 2 mini games on this tiny screen. One where you jump over obstacles, and another that's like a space shooter similar to Space Invaders. By playing these mini-games, you unlock a couple of additional characters with unique animations. Moving on from the mini display to the main screen, it's a 8-inch AMOLED panel with 5K resolution and a 144Hz refresh rate, basically what you'd expect from a high-end smartphone. The quality is outstanding with very high brightness, so even outdoors you'll be able to see everything clearly. And since it's AMOLED, colors are incredibly vivid, blacks are perfect, and you can enjoy all your content without any issues, whether it's YouTube, movies, games, or even TikTok. Everything looks amazing on this display. As for the refresh rate, you can set it to 60Hz, 144Hz, the maximum, or use adaptive mode to save battery, and even assign different refresh rates to specific apps. Complementing this gorgeous display is dual speaker audio tuned by JBL, meaning you get immersive stereo sound. I've tested many Infinix phones, and the JBL tuned audio always sounds excellent. It's far superior to most standard smartphones and comparable to high-end devices. The sound is full and rich, and even at lower frequencies, you can slightly feel the phone vibrate. With a high-end display and audio, you'll most likely use your phone to consume a lot of content. Fortunately, it comes with a large 6000 mAh battery, but more importantly, it supports 90W fast charging. When you plug it in, you can choose between slow charging and hyper-fast charging. As you can see, it was at 18%. I started charging it, set a timer, and after 18 minutes, it was already at 72%. That means a full 0-100% charge should take around 35 minutes. On the other hand, if you're not in a hurry, you can use the 30W wireless charger. The downside is that you must use the case to make it work, since the phone itself doesn't have a magnetic ring. Speaking of battery features, you also get wired and wireless reverse charging, plus advanced tools to protect battery health, including the well-known bypass mode, which lets you game while plugged in without charging and discharging the battery. The power goes directly to the phone. Another surprisingly important aspect of this phone is the operating system. It runs Android 16 with a custom skin called XOS. This system includes many AI features that are actually very useful, and in this particular Infinix version, the AI feels more solid and better implemented. For example, in the voice assistant, traditionally Pholax, you can switch the agent and use DeepSeek, ChatGPT, Gemini, or Grok, choosing whichever suits you best. You can ask it almost anything, including phone settings. There are also additional tools for processing files like PDFs, handling images, and creating summaries. For translation, you get interesting options. You can translate any on-screen text, videos, real-time calls, and even WhatsApp audio messages. One feature I really like is recording a note and then using AI to analyze it, generate a summary, or extract key points. You can also paste a YouTube video and get a summary or key insights. On the creative side, you can turn sketches into images, convert text into images, and even change the visual style of photos. There's also an option to create wallpapers, which can then generate full themes that adjust icon colors and overall design. This feels genuinely innovative and not something I've seen on other phones. In the photo editing section, you get AI tools like reflection removal, image expansion, and one of my favorites, AI upscaling, which works really well. Overall, this is one of the most useful AI toolsets I've seen on a smartphone. As for cameras, you get a 50MP rear camera and a 13MP front camera for selfies. These are clearly mid-range cameras. You'll get good results in most situations. I did notice that sometimes colors can look slightly washed out, but most of the time the photos are more than acceptable. Just don't expect outstanding results. In fact, the cameras feel like a weak point, not because they're bad, but because they don't quite match the rest of what the phone offers. By the way, you can record video in Full HD at up to 60 frames per second and in 4K at 30 frames per second. Now let's get to the good part. Performance. With a Snapdragon 7S Gen 4 processor, 8GB of RAM, and 256GB of storage, it scores 952,000 points on the Antutu benchmark, which perfectly matches a mid-range phone. It's nothing spectacular, but you definitely won't struggle with any app. Everything runs perfectly fine. So let's jump straight into gaming. To start, there's an app called X Arena where you can tweak game performance and other features that give you competitive advantages, like motion gestures you can map to the phone. For example, if I moved the phone forward, the character would jump, and if I tilted it sideways, the character would lie down. One feature I found really interesting is that you can set it so that whenever a certain image appears on screen, an action is triggered. This has endless possibilities. I set it in Minecraft so that every time it saw a sunflower, the character would jump. But in a shooter, for example, you could make it fire whenever an enemy appears. Or in games that require precise movements, you could go away from keyboard and let it automatically react when it detects something specific. If you're planning to use it for gaming, you can already tell it's solid. I started with Minecraft, which by default enables vibrant graphics, meaning the phone detects it as high performance. With default settings, it ran around 40-50 frames per second. If you push the graphics higher, you'd start to see drops and noticeable lag, but keep in mind that vibrant graphics in Minecraft are very demanding. Call of Duty is very flexible. You can set medium graphics with a high frame rate and get a perfect 120 frames per second if you want a more competitive experience. But if you're more casual, you can increase the graphics and set it to 90 frames per second, which also works perfectly, or even go for a balanced profile. The phone doesn't overheat and still runs smoothly at 60 frames per second. Fortnite runs at a stable 60 frames per second on default graphics without any issues. I feel like it could push higher FPS, but for some reason it stayed locked at 60. It didn't seem like a performance issue, more like a strange cap. This is the second time I've experienced this with a phone. The first was with a Poco. No matter what settings I changed, phone settings, refresh rate, Fortnite itself, I couldn't go past 60 frames per second. Like I said, not a power issue, just some odd limitation. Still, it runs perfectly at 60. I had the same 60 frames per second cap issue with PUBG, and honestly, I don't know why. The phone clearly had plenty of power. I set frame rate to extreme and even lowered graphics to see if it would unlock higher FPS, but it stayed stuck at 60. I'm sure this is one of those games that could easily run at 120 frames per second, but it just wouldn't unlock. Even so, it runs perfectly at 60. I also tried a car drifting game, and on max graphics, it ran flawlessly at 120 frames per second, an absolutely 10/10 experience. Another racing game, Off-Road League Online, also ran at max graphics with a stable 120 frames per second without any issues. As you can see, if you want to game on this device, you absolutely can. You can play pretty much everything on high graphics, some even on ultra, with very solid frame rates. As for connectivity, you've got all the essentials: NFC, GPS, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi 6. My personal conclusion is that this phone is 100% worth it if you're interested in Infinix devices. They've been getting really popular lately because they offer great features, almost like premium phones, but at a much more affordable price. The main criticism used to be the MediaTek Helio G99 processor, but in this version, as you can see, they've switched to Snapdragon, which is a very interesting upgrade for Infinix. Definitely a phone worth considering. If you're interested, the link is down below. That's it for me. See you in the next one. Peace out.